Welcome into Trifecta Soccer Talk. I am your host, Tanner Rebello. Today I'll be talking about the New England Revolution's 3-0 win over Pumas in the quarterfinals of the 2022 CONCACAF Champions League at Leg 1 at Gillette Stadium. This match took place on Wednesday. It was a 8 o'clock kick. I'm recording this at 11:30 at night, and it's probably posting sometime early Thursday morning. This was a snow match. It was 32 degrees at kickoff. Snow was falling. There was snow on the field. At some point throughout the first half, they actually had workers at the stadium with shovels run out to the half line and clear it off as the players were in the attacking third. So snow was a factor throughout this game. It was incredibly difficult for players, both for the Revolution and for Pumas. Obviously, for the Revolution, they train in this weather pretty regularly, but for Pumas coming up from Mexico, it certainly was a climate shock for them. And to be honest, Pumas didn't show up in this game. There was a couple moments where they had some danger in the attacking third, but for the most part, this game was all Revolution. The scoreline was 3-0, but in reality, I could have seen this Revolution team scoring 6-7 goals. They were there for the taking, and Pumas didn't really put much of an effort up. So that really was kind of surprising, when you're talking about a Liga MX team, and this is a Pumas team that's been respectable in Liga MX. Yes, they're 8th in the table. They had a +5 goal differential, though, which was 3rd in Liga MX through 8 matches. So you expected the team to at least show up. It was a tough atmosphere. It's never easy to play on turf in the snow at Gillette Stadium, especially for a road team that's not used to do it. But the fact is, Pumas didn't show up in this match. So we're going to hear from Revolution sporting director and head coach Bruce Arena on his thoughts on how the match played out.
Very important. This is a 180-minute game, basically. And away goals count. I think CONCACAF's about a year behind the rest of the world with this stuff. So away goals count in this competition. So it was important to score goals as well as not concede any. So we can go to Mexico City with a little bit of a cushion, but it's not going to be easy.
So New England's first goal was scored by Sebastian Lletget. The play was started off with DeJuan Jones winning a header, directing it to Gustavo Bo. Jones made a far side run. Bo played the ball to him, and then DeJuan Jones found Carlos Gil inside of the box, and then he laid it up to Sebastian Lletget, who finished it off. I think what's impressed me with Sebastian Lletget is just his clinical finish and his decisiveness when it comes to shooting. He sort of picks his moments, and you can tell he's a smart player and he's a lot of quality. And when he has his opportunity, he takes the shot. He really goes with the first touch, and he commits to it. And I think that's important. And I think that's something, honestly, Adam Buxa could probably learn, and Gustavo Bo, because I feel like those players in this match were a little indecisive and were taking a little bit too much time instead of just sort of getting that quick shot off. So I was impressed with Sebastian Lletget once again. And now Sebastian Lletget has 2 goals with the Revolution, 1 in Major League Soccer, and then the 1 in CONCACAF Champions League against Pumas. The other 2 goals of the match was scored by Adam Buxa. The first goal for Buxa, you could tell it meant a lot to him. Huge celebration. Carlos Gil played an excellent ball over the top to Buxa. Buxa took an initial shot, was deflected. He got the rebound. Weird angle. First touched it towards the near post. Deflected off the post into the back of the net. And then he scored in the 2nd minute of stoppage time. Another ball by Carlos Gil. Carlos Gil was directly involved with all 3 goals. He had 2 assists on the night. Gil played a ball on the ground to Buxa. Buxa, took a shot and it went in to make it 3-0 Revolution. And really going into leg 2 with a 3-0 aggregate score is huge for the Revolution. The fact that they also were able to hold Pumas scoreless means that if the Revolution score 1 goal at Pumas, they would have the away goal tiebreaker. So if it got to that point, let's say it's a 4-1 scoreline, technically you'd be tied on aggregate goal, but the fact that the Revs would have had that 1 would mean that they would actually win this quarterfinal. In fact, Pumas actually beat Saprissa 4-1 at home in the round of 16. That's why I bring up that 4-1 scoreline. Pumas, you have to imagine, is going to show up next Wednesday They're going to be in front of their home fans. They're going to be in an environment that they're used to. They're going to be playing at altitude. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. It's going to be a tough place for the Revolution to play and get a result out of. So the fact that you can go down there 3-0, you can essentially park the bus if you're the Revolution. You maybe go 3 at center back, and you really play ultra conservative. You don't. It's tough, right, for an approach. But I think if you're the Revs, you can go down there and just basically say, well, we're not going to let you score. It's going to be very difficult to score. We're going to make it compact. You can make the game very tough. Maybe you get something on the counter, but if you're the Revolution, you're okay losing 1-0, 2-0 down there. That's perfectly acceptable. It will be interesting to see how they approach it. I think talking about the Saturday match against Real Salt Lake in Major League Soccer, I'm certain there's going to be a lot of rotation. In fact, I'd be shocked if any of the starters in this match played. Maybe you see Arne Traustason get in that match, but I'd be shocked to see a choice starting 11 against Real Salt Lake in Major League Soccer, because I'd imagine the Revolution are going to want to put themselves in the best position for leg 2 at Pumas, because this competition really does mean a lot. It feels like the Revolution have the team that could potentially be the first Major League Soccer team to win this competition. So it was a huge win at Gillette Stadium. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of fans there, but it was snowing. They won 3-0. And arguably this is the biggest win in this franchise in a very long time. This was a big game for them. It was a must-win game, and not just must-win, win in style. That's what I said coming into this match. They need to win with style, and that's exactly what they did. 3-0, that's a huge win for this team. And I think it proves to, the rest of CONCACAF that the Revolution are a serious team, and they have quality. And you saw that. DeJuan Jones might have been the best player in the field. He was running over Pumas. They had no answer for him. DeJuan Jones, 89% pass completion percentage. That was the highest amongst Revolution starters. I thought DeJuan looked very, very good. And it sort of continues this case that not only should be part of the United States men's national team conversation, DeJuan Jones should be a transfer target this summer. It'll be interesting to see if that ends up coming to fruition, but I think, based on his level of play and his quality, I'd be shocked if the Revolution don't field offers on him from Europe. He is under contract, to sign a contract extension, so certainly they'd have to get a pretty hefty offer to move him, but the way he's playing, you can tell that DeJuan Jones is meant for bigger things in Major League Soccer. Not saying MLS is low level, but certainly a great game for DeJuan. Another player I thought that had a really good game was Earl Edwards Jr. in net. He had 3 saves. His save in the 71st minute arguably saved the game for the Revolution. They were only up 1-0 at the time. He made the initial save on a header, gave a pretty big rebound, came off his chest, then saved the secondary effort there. Ended up picking the ball and throwing like a 30-yard dart with his arm on a crow hop, which was actually pretty impressive. But that save in the 71st minute was huge because it kept Revolution ahead 1-0. And then on top of that, a minute later, Adam Buxa scored in the 72nd minute to make it 2-0. So that 71st minute save very well was the match for the Revolution. Yeah, it was a 3-0 scoreline, but in that moment, if Earl Edwards wasn't on his game and conceded a goal right there, you're talking about 1-1. Who knows what would have happened after that? Maybe the Revolution found another goal, but that save to me was the match. He saved the game for the team. And I'm looking at Earl Edwards now, and I know before the season I said that I thought he was going to be a prime candidate to start once Matt Turner departs for Arsenal in the summer. And now I'm thinking this is his job to lose when Matt Turner departs. Earl Edwards Jr. is playing incredibly well. And when I first learned that Matt Turner wasn't going to be able to play in Champions League for the quarterfinals, I was concerned for the Revolution. Obviously, Matt Turner's quality, but Earl Edwards Jr. has been very good. He stepped up. Had a couple sketchy moments with his feet. Not the strongest goalkeeper with his feet. Maybe the snow played a factor into one of the pretty weird moments that he had. But, ultimately, he's certainly impressed. He's taken the opportunity he's been given, and he's done the most with it. And pick up a clean sheet in CONCACAF Champions League. It's pretty impressive against a Liga MX team for Earl Edwards Jr. Talked a lot about good things for the Revolution in this game, but there are certainly some negatives, I would say. Gustavo Bo, I thought for the most part, Gustavo was fine, but 51.6% pass completion seemed to be a little slow in decision making at times. But he did get some shots off. almost had a couple of goals, if we're being honest, for Gustavo. So I would like to see more from him. I think we need to see Gustavo find the back of the net at some point. Um, the fact that Revolution just re-upped him on a DP deal to keep him in New England for the foreseeable future this offseason, you would like to see him come through, but with a player of his quality, he's going to find it eventually, and he was pretty close. He had one off the crossbar that knocked off the snow. So, I'm kind of nitpicking here. Omar Gonzalez, another one I'll nitpick. Omar got torched on a play in the first half. Attacking player kind of blew right by him. Player ended up taking a shot like 30 yards out. Just bizarre shot, low percentage shot. Really no chance to get past Earl Edwards Jr. But that was one of the prime scoring chances of the night for Pumas. One of that would save 3 that they had. So that was caused by Omar Gonzalez. And also, he's a weird first reaction to pass back. And there's one situation where he took a ball, he was in the attacking half. Someone passed back to him, and then he ran about 30 yards back towards own net. A little concerning because you can have an errant pass there, it gets intercepted. There's the break, right? Or you pass back to Earl Edwards, who isn't as strong with his feet. So in that situation, I don't know why you'd run back 30 yards towards your own goal with the ball. Just a bit odd. But veteran player, give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think Omar Gonzalez has been okay with the Revolution so far. Didn't think he was going to play as many games as he has. Obviously, Henrik Kessler's injury kind of caused that, but I thought he's been okay. There's been some scary moments, but 33-year-old sort of slow defender who was on a Toronto team last year that conceded, the most amount of goals in Major League Soccer. So wasn't really sure what to expect out of him, and I think he's been okay given that fact. Obviously, there was snow. This is a snow game. It wouldn't be CONCACAF if there wasn't some craziness. We're going to hear from Revolution midfielder Carlos Gil on playing in the snow, some of the challenges it presented.
Difficult, too difficult. I never had that type of game. But yeah, we know that it was hard for both teams, so we try to play to play easy in the defense and try to keep the space behind the defense, many crosses, I think we did a very good job, and in the second half also, without the snow, better.
That's it here for Trifecta Soccer Talk. I've been your host, Tanner Rebel. We'll be back previewing Revolution versus Real Salt Lake, which will take place this Saturday at 7:30 at Gillette Stadium. We'll be recapping that on Sunday, and then we'll be previewing at some point early next week Revolution versus Pumas in Leg 2 of the CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinals. So a lot to come, a lot of news. The recap will be up on TrifectaNetworkSports.com for this match. Make sure to follow, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter at Tanner Rebello. As always, thank you for watching.